Assalamualaikum and hello, my name is Nur Irdiena Batrisyia binti Asmawi and I am from Group TO4. Today, I will demonstrate an easier way to make chocolate moist cake. Okay, so let's be honest. Every single one of us have had chocolate cake at least once in our whole lifetime. It's homey, delicious, and most importantly, very comforting. A simple yet remarkable dessert. However, it is not easy to find amazing chocolate cake. That is why you should consider making it this way. So why make it this way? Well, imagine this. You were unable to sleep, extremely bored, and have a craving for chocolate cake. It is impossible to get a cake at such hour, and sleeping through a craving is a big no-no. Thus, you decided to make one, but then you realize, oh, I don't own an oven. Well, you're in luck since this recipe does not require one. For this recipe, we will be using a rice cooker. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. As a constant chocolate cake craver and a lazy person, I enjoy finding ways to make baking easy, quick, but still extremely fun. I also have tips that will make our rice cooker cake look like it was baked by a professional. So, firstly, I will list out all the ingredients that you will need for this project, and I'll show you how to properly prepare it, how to combine it, how to pour it into the cooking bowl, how to bake it, and finally how to chill and serve it, followed by some additional tips. Okay, so now that we have established that, let's move on to the actual process. Okay, so firstly, preparing the ingredients. So you have to separate your dry and your wet ingredients, okay? And also you need to make sure that you measure your ingredients precisely. Baking is basically science, but better, edible science. Thus, you want the chemical reaction that you need to make sure your cake works. Okay, so this is a cocoa powder that has been measured and sieved. So we're just going to put it into the bowl. Okay, so this is how you should measure your ingredients using a measuring cup to make sure it is accurate. Some flour. So in this tiny bowl, we have espresso powder, baking soda, baking powder, and some salt that we are going to sift. Sifting is important as it removes dry lumps from your cake. Alright. Okay. So that is all for your dry ingredients. And then for your wet ingredients, in this bowl, it is a mixture of milk and oil. So you add hot water into it, an egg, and finally, vanilla extract. Okay. So once we're done with that, we're going to move on to the next step, which is combining the ingredient. So when you combine the ingredient, you want to make sure that you mix your dry ingredients till it is well incorporated. Then only you mix your wet ingredient into it. This will avoid us getting a cake that is as heavy as a brick. Alright, so also when mixing, make sure not to undermix, but also not to overmix. Undermixing will cause your cake to not be evenly incorporated, but overmixing will also cause air bubbles inside of your mixture, and that will cause your cake to fall. So when you do mix, this is a pre-mix, but once you have mixed your cake, this is what it should look like. Your batter should look like this. Alright? Okay. So now that we have our batter, we are going to pop it into the cooking bowl. Alright. So next step, putting it into the cooking bowl. Okay, so before you pour your batter into your cooking bowl, make sure that you grease the bottom and the side of your cooking bowl. This will help your cake to slip out easier after you're done baking. Okay, so once you have greased your bowl, just pour your batter in, just like that. Alright, pouring it in. Pour all of it in, you don't want to waste anything. Alright, just pour it all in there. Okay, so and then just put it in here. Okay, so before you put it into the rice cooker, make sure to tap it on your counter or your table wherever you're working to ensure that you get rid of the air bubbles. This air bubble will cause holes and crack on your final product. Okay, and then just pop it into your rice cooker and cook as per usual. Alright, so now that we are waiting for our cake to be served, once you have placed your cake into the rice cooker, do remember that your rice cooker does not have a set temperature, thus your cake can overbake at any time. Be sure to constantly check on it and also check its doneness before you take it out. So So how do you check the doneness? You use a toothpick or a skewer. You poke it in the middle of your cake, and when you pull it out, if it comes out clean, then your cake is done. Alright, next step, chilling and serving. So since our cake is still baking, I have a pre-made cake. So for chilling and serving, after you are done baking, just ensure that you have let your cake rest for 10 minutes. And once you are done letting it rest, place a plate or a cake board on top of the surface of your cake, and then just flip the cooking bowl over. It should come sliding right off like this. Okay? So since we have served our cake, we are pretty much done with the project. So I will now recap what I have told you. Firstly, I listed the ingredients and ways you could prepare it. Second, I showed how to combine it. Third, I showed you the do's and the don'ts in mixing. Fourth, I showed you how to put it into the rice cooker and how to bake it. And lastly, I taught you how to chill and serve. So I hope that this experiment has shown you that cooking is not as difficult as it seems, and I hope that you should give it a shot. You should try yourself. As they say, there's always a first time to everything. Baking is basically just experimenting with new things and being open to keep trying. So be courageous. Let your creativity flow, and be sure to have fun. Last but not least, remember, stay safe and eat cake. Thank you.